If you're new here, and chances are you are, because this is like my fourth video, my name is Jess, and this is Jess Make It, a DIY sewing channel where I make my new wardrobe. Today is a wonderfully blustery, cold, wet day, which is the perfect day for sewing. And that is exactly what I'm going to do, because yesterday I went thrift store fabric shopping and I've got such great fabrics. I can't wait to show you. And I got a new sewing pattern, so we are going to get right into it. Okay, 1 second. I gotta go get all the fabric. So I've already washed everything and got it all rolled up and organized. I did get some clothing as well when I was there, but that's going to be a separate video because I have enough for 2 videos. So the first fabric I got, which is the one I think I'm going to actually use today, is this beautiful green. It's really, really dark. It's got a bit of a sheen to it, but it's not my favorite one that I got. But it's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun to work with, and I already have an idea for it. I also got, oh, and this one, I got, what did I write down here? I got just over 2 meters and I paid $5, and it's 60 inches wide. And this one is also 60 inches wide. I paid $10 for it, and it's 3.5 meters. It's this beautiful check. It's a little heavier, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure that it might be an upholstery fabric, but I just love the colors, and I was thinking like I don't know, something. I was attracted to it. It needed to come home with me. I also got, I did write down on all of these. This one I paid $8 for. It's 3 meters, it's 60 wide, and it feels like a rayon linen blend, and I love the texture on it and the color is perfect. I also got this one for $4, which is about 3 meters worth, and it feels like a cotton. I'm thinking a blouse would be really cool in this, something funky and retro. This one's my favorite. It is, I got just shy of 2 meters, it's 60 inches wide, and I got it for $4. It's really nice and light, and I'm thinking of making that McCall Emmy blouse that I've already made. I'm thinking of making another one in this fabric because this blue is just stunning. I absolutely adore it. I got another rayon linen blend, at least that's what it feels like. It's one of the bad sides to buying fabric at a thrift store is you don't actually know what the fabric is. I mean, like, you can touch it and kind of tell if it's natural or not, or if it feels really synthetic-y, and I am totally a touch person, but this color is stunning. I paid $6 for it. There's about 2.6 meters here, and it is 45 inches wide. The stack. This is the last one. I got 3 meters of this for $6. It's 60 inches wide. It feels like a natural fiber to me, but it's got an odd texture that I really like to it. It's almost got like a textured pinstripe throughout. I hope the camera's picking that up. And it's really, it's like a medium weight, I would say. I'm not sure what I will make out of this yet. You know, one thing I really wish it was as quick and easy to make clothing as it was to buy the fabric, because yeah. Oh, it was super crazy busy at the thrift store when I went, so I didn't go in for very long, and this, like, I put stuff back. It was just a gold mine yesterday. And the clothing I found were like such Jessie clothing. I got this skirt, which I adore and love. and it definitely pulls out some librarian vibes, which is totally my aesthetic. The other thing I got yesterday, where'd I put it? Okay, one sec. I put it under the fabric. Was this pattern, which is super adorable, and I am planning on making one today. I kind of like this version here, a little bit longer, but I might have to make a shorter version depending on which fabric I pick. And I haven't actually opened this yet, so I don't know the state. I paid $1 for it though. One thing about buying used patterns at a thrift store, I don't know what kind of quality control that they would use, so I don't know. I'm assuming all the pieces are here. I have no idea. It looks like it's been cut, but I don't know what size. So if I go by the back, I would probably be a 14, which is, okay, this goes up to 18. So fingers crossed that they cut out the larger one. But I am going to open this up and we'll have a peek to see what we have. And yeah, fingers crossed, because this is my goal today on this wonderfully blustery, cold, wet, rainy day. We're supposed to get thunder and lightning later too, which I absolutely adore. Okay, I'm gonna get to it. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what we got. Okay, page 1 of instructions. That's good. And the next page of instructions. That's also good. Oh, how to use multi-size patterns. Oh, it comes with the tank top. Or not the tank top, the mock neck. How cool is that? So, which, does it? Or is there 2 patterns in here? I am super confused as to what is going on, because the envelope does not show the shirt. Oh! No, these are 2 patterns. This is a separate one, so this is, I think. Okay, I don't know. Let's just see what pattern pieces we have. Okay, so this is for this envelope, then it's bodice back 3. It looks like they cut it out in the smallest size, so that kind of is annoying because I'll have to size everything up like 6 sizes. I've never done that. Okay, let's first account for what we have. Okay, so that one is also for the jumper. That's for the jumper. Also for the jumper. Jumper piece. Yeah, these are all cut out in size 8. So there's going to be much resizing, which is going to be fun. Okay, I think we just got an extra instruction piece. Yeah, so this is also for this jumper, and this is also the jumper. Okay, so there are no pieces for the shirt, which is super sad. Yeah, so I got instructions for the jumper, which is great, but I got instructions also for a completely different pattern that now I really want. Oh, because Yeah, the top looks really sweet, and it's got like a little zipper in the back, and poop. Okay, well, we don't need to look at that. We are just looking at this. So I need to brainstorm for a little bit because I've never actually upsized a pattern. Well, not to this extent. I have to go up like 6 sizes. I need a 14 and this is an 8. Okay. I am going to see what I can do. I think I will focus on the bodice first because the skirt will be a lot easier to manipulate the pattern pieces. Yeah. I will focus on the bodice, and maybe what I'll do is I will cut out, I'll use my lining as my muslin and get that all figured out, and then cut out my main fabric. Okay. Oh, and I've already decided I am going to make it out of the dark green. Okay. I'm gonna see what I can do here. Okay, we're back. I figured it out. Okay, so on this piece, it says that size 8 is a 36 bust. But on this pattern envelope, it says that a size 8 is a 31.5 inch bust and a 36 bust is size 14. So I'm guessing, is that the finished measurements? I am so confused. So what I think I'm gonna do is I have a whole bunch of lining material I got for super cheap. I think I am just going to put the lining together without the facing, just these 3 pieces, and see how it fits. And then I'll move forward from there. If I have to expand it, or if it fits, fingers crossed it just fits, because that would be brilliant. But I'm gonna go and do that because I am all sorts of confused. Step way back for you guys to see me. I have the liner done and I think it's gonna fit. I'm a little nervous here because it does have buttons. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let it out here on the side seams just a touch so that these can overlap a little bit better. But this is the size 8 and I think we're good. I kind of like the liner color actually, but the princess seams are lining up good. I think I looked in. Oh, and I had a costume change. This is a different skirt completely because the other skirt was not conducive to me bending over on the ground and cutting out fabric. This is much more comfortable, more leg movement. Okay, I haven't ironed anything yet either, so I'm gonna work on that and then get the main fabric cut. This is going to be a lot easier than I thought, which is awesome. So I have the bodice outside all together, the main fabric, and I'm liking it. And then there was these 2 pieces which I thought, I just assumed that they were facing, but they're interfacing. And assuming that they were facing is kind of dumb because it's a lined bodice, so there's no need for facing, but it seems really odd. Oh, poop! I was supposed to attach these to the liner before I sewed the liner together. And the liner's all together, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat and maybe just sew these pieces together, like as if they were facing, and then iron them on. Hopefully hopefully that'll be okay, because apparently I am not good at reading instructions today. Okay, I'm back, and I did not sew the interfacing to each other and then iron it on. I just ironed it on. It'll be a nice way to keep my seams flat. I think this is also a really good point to let you guys know that I am not an expert. I'm completely self-taught. I have been making clothing for myself for a few years now, probably like, we're gonna say like 5 or 6 pretty steadily. And I have been sewing since I was a teenager, but I am self-taught and I do make mistakes and I don't know all the right ways to do things. So another mistake that happened was, you can see here, my backing for my lining did not line up properly with my front pieces. So the thing that I focused on was just making sure that my notches matched up on each of these. It worked out fine on my main fabric, which is great. So it's not a problem with the pattern, it was a problem with me cutting. But I'm just going to trim off this excess right here and then sew the main fabric to the liner. Yeah, it's a learning process. It's never going to be perfect, but it's going to be functional, I hope. Okay, I'm going to get these 2 pieces together because I need to get some lunch. So I'm just chilling, eating my lunch, just some leftovers, eating it cold, having a quick bite before I go back upstairs and finish my new jumper thing, when this happened. And I don't think I can move. He is very squished. He's managed to get his one good leg in between the couch and the cushion. And he's just being too adorable, purring away. So I might take a bit longer of a break today. Okay, I'm back. I snuck away. Fishes, my cat, his name's Fish, we call him Fishes, is back snuggled in, sleeping with a pillow. So yeah, I'm gonna keep sewing. I did read forward and had a look at the pieces. The skirt looks pretty simple. It's just a back piece with 2 front pieces and facing for the buttons. Should go together pretty quickly. So I'm gonna get back at it. We have a skirt. Doesn't look like much probably from over there, but our next part is attaching the bodice to the skirt, and hopefully everything lines up. Ooh, I still have to iron the lining down so that I can stitch it. So I think I'm going to stop recording for the day because I have to go pick up my daughter soon. And it's just getting the bodice on. And then I have to hand stitch the lining down and I have to hand stitch the hem. One of the nice things about this fabric is that it doesn't wrinkle very easily. One of the bad things about this fabric is because it doesn't wrinkle very easily, it's really hard to iron my seams flat. So that's been a bit of a struggle. So I'm going to go along my bodice and stitch in the seam allowance and make sure that all of my seams are open or darts pointed in the right way when I sew it all down. That way when I sew the two pieces together, nothing should shift around on me. So we should be able to reveal tomorrow because I will spend the evening hand stitching, and then after hemming and getting the lining down, it is buttons, my favorite part. So we will see you guys tomorrow. There we go. So it's day 2. I managed to get all the hem stitched down and the liner stitched down last night while watching Sherlock Holmes. And now it is button time. We are sitting on the floor because my sewing table is a disaster and it was easier to vacuum than it was to clean that off to have a surface to work on. How many buttons I need on this? Oh, okay. Apparently I need 7 5/8 inch buttons. 7. Now my button stash tends to be very random. So what I do, because I have yet to actually organize these, which should be another project, I dump into a shoebox and I sift through and I start picking ones that I like, and hopefully I will find 7 of ones that I like. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I just noticed my battery's about to die. Okay, I have narrowed down the selection to 3. I did have a bit of a pile here. I found so many that would have looked great, but unfortunately, I didn't have enough. If any of you guys happen to have a good system for organizing buttons, please let me know, because I am in desperate need. So I discovered I have a ton of this style. And I think that those work really well. And then, so those are my first favorite. My second option is to go darker, which I also really like because I'll probably be wearing this with like a different shirt on underneath. But I did just use these same buttons on a blouse. And then I don't have enough of these, but I thought I'd give it a try. I have 6 and I need 7, but if I space them out a bit more, I kind of like the gold. So now I don't know what to do. I think I am going to call a friend and maybe finish my coffee and see what happens. Yeah, I'll think about it for a little bit. So I had a cup of coffee and I called my mom and sent her pictures, and we both decided that these are the buttons. I really liked the gold, but unfortunately I only had 6 of them, and I was really worried that it would be not enough, like it would be too short with just 6 buttons. So then off camera I tried on the dress, and I did that off camera so you guys didn't see my undergarments. And then I just pinned the top and I used some chalk to just line out where I wanted the overlay, overflap. There's a right word for that. And then I didn't use the buttonhole markers on the actual pattern because I wanted mine to start a little bit lower. but I did measure and they were 2.5 centimeters or 2.5 inches apart. So I just marked my first buttonhole and then measured 2.5 inches to mark where all my other ones are going to go. I also basted down the, oh gosh, I can talk today, the facing, because I kept finding that it kept flipping out, and I might actually need to hand stitch that down like I did with the seam or the hem. So, because it's just not laying flat. This fabric, like I said before, it just does not like to be ironed. It just doesn't. I can't do anything about that. But I am loving the way it's looking. So I'm going to get these buttons on and probably hand stitch down the facing. And then we're done. Not too shabby for a $1 pattern and $6 worth of fabric. I got a pretty cool new dress. Oh, phone's ringing, gotta go.